morning. This is Randall Phillips from Life is Like a Plumbing Job with another one of my vlogs for the day. This vlog is going to be about something that I think is the mainstay for any business. Jim Rohn describes it like this. He says, "You reach the things on the higher shelf by standing on the books that you read." And that's true. So many times when I talk to people, I can tell the place that they come from because of the language that they speak. Robert Kiyosaki in his whole Rich Dad series talks about the languages that people speak. There's a business language. Have you ever been around anybody and you talk to them? Like, let's say you're at a cocktail party or a social event or a networking type of event, and as you're talking to that person, you can tell, honestly, there's nothing going on up there. There's nothing going on. And honestly, it's not that person's fault, even though there's some things that they could do about it. A lot of times we don't know. And what has to happen is there has to be something that creates an awakening in you. My suggestion for an awakening of your mental faculties is reading. In our last vlog, we talked about this book, Who Moved My Cheese? Well, Jim Rohn says, like I said at the beginning, you get the things on the higher shelf by standing on the books that you read. Most people, and you can tell when you go to the library, there's a lot of people, I'm not going to say most, I'm going to take that back. A lot of people don't read. And if they do read, they read things that are fun. And don't get me wrong, it's great to read fun stuff. However, if you find yourself, like most of us, dealing with the challenges of the day-to-day operation of our business and or trying to go to that next level of success, you know, you'll hear people say, I want to be, you know, like Donald Trump, or I want to be like Bill Gates, or anybody else. You know, one of the people that I really admire is Magic Johnson. That's another book that you should get, The 32 Ways to Be a Champion in Business, Magic Johnson's book. All of these different people, in all of us are the same. We're just on different levels. And what happens is that if you're trying to learn how to be in a different place, you have to have association with mentors, with people who will teach, train, and coach you to get to that place that you want to be. One of the best things that Sheri and I have said, we've said this on the radio and said it everywhere we go, is our mentors are people that we read about. Because what happens is that when you read a person's story of how they were in the same place that many of us were, where we're trying to figure out, well, what should I do? They tell the story how they went from this place to this place. And I say to myself, why do I have to reinvent the wheel where there's somebody who's doing exactly what I've done and has a success game plan that always works? Why wouldn't I copy that? You'd be surprised how many people that you'll talk to and say, you know, the answer to the problem that you're having is right here, and they won't read it. They won't read it. And it's frustrating, but what I found is that with the help of Sheri always tells me, well, you know, you really can't spend a lot of time helping everybody, which is the whole purpose of this book series. And I'm just being honest here. The book series, Life is Like a Plumbing Job, and this vlog is a way to create leverage so that people who encounter difficulties can have a source that they can look at, which basically is I'm going to call it a condensation of all of the different experiences married with the different books that I read about that experience that I had. Because when you haven't had something happen to you, which is inexperienced, it does suck. However, it's a different place. We can't really get mad at you about that, because that's just something that you haven't encountered before. It's just like a baby when he keeps falling, you know, eventually he's going to stop falling, but he learns from the falling process to start walking like he should. Well, with us as grown-ups, we don't have to keep falling and keep falling, because guess what? any subject that you want to cover. Business, how to be better in business, how to improve your customer service, how to look better, how to act better. All those things you can get at the library for free. I would suggest, so that you can have more appreciation for them, you need to spend your hard-earned money buying books for your library and establish a library in your house. I'm talking to you contractors, I'm talking to you office workers, I'm talking to you managers. All these different people do things that in effect ruin people's lives because they don't do any training of themselves first, but then they'll go tell somebody that's a subordinate, well, you need to do it this way. Based on what? Well, it just seems like that's the best way to do it. Well, why is that? Well, that's how I feel. That's a pattern for destruction. You don't want to listen to somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about. And a lot of times you'll have a situation where, and so many people complain about this, they have a boss who knows nothing. And you can tell by the things that come out of their mouth. They know nothing. And then the worker, they know something. They may be a reader. They may just be people who are inquisitive, ask questions. They try to get information. And then this person who is the one who's in charge watches TV all day and then wants to tell this person who has some smarts and some things going on, well, you need to do it like this. And they know full well that's the wrong way. This is a travesty. This is the reason why the economy is bad. It's not the economy and the housing market and all those type of things. I submit to you that the reason why we're in the state that we're in is because of bad management. Why do we have bad management? Because most of them are lazy. They do their 9 to 5 or their 9 to 3, and it should be 5. Go home, have a good time. Jim Rohn says go to happy hour. That's all their life is about. I'm going to work as little as I can, and then as soon as I get off work, I'm going to enjoy myself. And you didn't really do nothing, and you're ruining people's lives. So, I said all of that in my rant to say, improve your life, improve the lives of the people who work for you and work with you by getting a library and standing on the books that you read. That's all I've got for today. This is Randall Phillips from Life is Like a Plumbing Job. You can contact me at 770-826-3700, or you can email me at media@pdbgroupventure.com. You take care.